Hello, nice to have you here. We saw yesterday that you signed a memorandum of understanding with the Romanian government. What this exactly means and what is in it for Romania?
The memorandum of understanding was signed yesterday with the Minister of Education and the Minister of Economy with the sponsorship of the Prime Minister. And the objective is to support the big ambitions of Romania in the battery value chain. Battery value chain means from mining to recycling, through cell manufacturing and the transformation of the automotive industry to electromobility. And the main rationale for this MOU is ambitions that Romania has in this transformation and catching industry to Romania. But also, and that's why the presence of the Minister of Education, that is about also creating profiles, academic profiles and professional profiles that will be able to feed this industrialization of the battery value chain in Romania.
Tell me, please, I saw in the press release that were some areas, some specific areas in Romania that were mentioned. Why did you choose, together with the Romanian government, of course, those specific areas? Why not another big cities with big university? Why exactly those areas?
Well, those areas, one of them, just to give an example, is that was a hard coal area where we needed to reconvert and to support the transformation of the economy, but also to give new jobs for the people that, because of transformation of the economy, will go down in coal in new industries. So the design criteria of which regions to use or to target with this MOU is also taking very importantly the social aspects. So we accompany the transformation of the Romanian industry towards the new industries.
Tell me, please, are you targeting the universities, the university level, or also high school or other levels of education for the new curricula?
So we are targeting three segments, if I can use, of the population. The first one that is a more strategic one is the academic, so after university level, okay. Because those will be, let's say, the managerial levels of this to-be industrial sector in the battery world. We're also targeting after baccalaureate, so people leaving the school that will become the blue collars operating those industries. But they're also targeting people in the 30s to 50s that maybe they have to be upskilled and reskilled to be able to jump into the new industry.
Mm-hmm. Who is going to provide the new curricula for those people? What kind of lessons, what kind of courses are they going to attend?
So this is the core of what we're bringing to this MOU, is that we have done that already for 2.5 years, 3 years in other countries of Europe. So the curricula that we will be co-building with the Romanian players, we get the lessons learned from the learnings that we have done already in France, in Spain, in Hungary, in the same target. Again, targeting to create the right workers, workforce for those three levels. So the blue collars, the white collars, and the academic level.
I see. Did you already discuss with universities, with the teachers that are going to be involved in these processes?
So yesterday was the third meeting that we had with them. So in terms of the details of how it's going to work, how much of the Romanian curricula is going to be let's say, using the other countries' curricula and how much will be local played is still under discussion. Okay. And because we have always, and we can't forget that the whole objective is to serve the industrial needs. Mm-hmm. That were in our strategy. And since workers or workforce for the battery value chain, be it automotive industry or be it cell manufacturing or be it mining, are the same needs here in Romania that will be in Germany or in Poland, then the lessons learned and what we bring to the party from what we have done already for 2 years is very relevant.
Tell me, please, who is going to teach the Romanian teachers? who is going to train them in order for them to pass the know-how to their students?
So very, very good question. And the way it's going to work is that the content, so the curricula, is going to be a joint effort, again, through the lessons learned and the new to be developed. And then the ones implementing those curricula, so teaching and giving to the learners the competence skills, is going to be always Romanian actors, either university or the local training providers, professional providers that are already today in the the Romanian sector.
Did you also discuss with the government about financing this program? How is Romania going to attract the money needed in order to change the curricula in order to attain those objectives?
Yeah, so there will be 4 sources. And it's not only, as we said, it's not only creating the curricula, but implementing and training people. So the ambition can be in the 10,000s of or 20,000s of workers.
Okay.
So the sources to finance all this deployment and implementation is, number one, the European social funds. As you know, all the countries in Europe every year, and Romania, I think, is around 800 million euros that Romania gets every year to train and to upskill and reskill workers in the Romanian employment market. The second, just mentioned, there's already dedicated pockets for, again, upskilling and reskilling for the transition of regions, for example, from coal into this battery world. The number 3 is our own money, because we're also investing to create those curricula, not for implementation, but just to create those curricula. And number 4 source will be the purely local Romanian sources of money.
Talking about Romania and its sources of financing this project, tell me, please, how do you see the Romanian industry, the Romanian battery industry, and its need for a skilled workforce? I mean, how big is it right now, and which are the prospects for this industry here in Romania?
Yeah, so if we look at this, today, the battery value chain starts in mining, then is something that is called active materials, sorry for the technicality. Then you have the cell manufacturers, so the ones doing batteries. Then we have the automakers, so like Dacia and Ford, and then you have recycling. So in those 5 steps, Romania today is very present, as you know, with Dacia and Ford, and those workers of those 2 industries, they have to be upskilled to manufacture EVs. When Dacia and Ford, or Renault and Ford, will decide to manufacture EVs instead of combustion engines, that's their own decision, but that will happen, yes or yes. Maybe tomorrow, maybe in 4 years' time, that will happen. And that will drive the big volumes. This morning, I met a very thriving cell manufacturing, so doing batteries, that is called Prime, P-R-I-M-E, here in Bucharest, that is already manufacturing some 200 megawatt hours. That is, for me, it was extremely good surprise because they're already doing batteries, not for the automotive industry, but just for the energy market, just for the balancing mechanism. So there we can build upon. Mining and recycling is still to be developed. So all in all, to your question, the numbers of people that should be trained, new or upskill, reskill, could be in the waters of 40,000, 45,000.
In which period of time?
Well, in the next 3-4 years.
Okay, so this is the target. These are the numbers that you are.
If you take the example, the comparison with France, France is 150,000 in the same period of time. Spain is 140,000 in the same period of time.
What about the raw materials needed for the batteries? We know that there is a whole program inside the EU in order to decrease the level of dependence on China, on other countries. When it comes to the raw materials, how is Romania positioned based on your data?
So Romania, for batteries, in batteries, you need the following raw materials. Nickel, you don't have much. Cobalt, you don't have much. Lithium, you don't have much, but you have neighboring countries like Ukraine with a lot of lithium. And manganese, you don't have much. Graphite, you have a lot, and a good graphite. natural graphite. Today, the graphite is mainly out of hydrocarbons, but you have good graphite mines, and aluminum. So in terms of your own resources, you don't have much in Romania, but resource is something, and processing, so to take the mineral and to put them in what we call battery grade, is definitely an industry that, from what we listened yesterday to the Minister of Economy, you want to develop in Romania.
Because we are hearing, I'm asking you this because we are hearing for years already the desire of the Romanian authorities to develop this industry, given the new trends in the market. But since then, in the last decade or in the last 5 years, we haven't seen too many initiatives in this field. Is there a specific country or specific region in the European Union that you can give us as an example of developing fast this industry?
Oh, definitely. If I take one of the minerals, as is lithium, we have industrial projects in Portugal, we have in Spain, we have in Alsace, France, Alsace, Germany, we have in Šinovec in Czechia. We have also in Serbia, not Europe, but a neighboring country. We have in Austria. So many countries today, they are developing not only mining, but also processing.
Okay.
And I believe that the role that Romania can play is much more on the processing than on the mining, which can be good news. Why it can be good news? Because mining, the social acceptance of mining is not paramount in Europe, unfortunately. The social acceptance of refining is 100%, because basically that's like another industry. So then Romania, you have got good logistics through the Black Sea to import minerals that then you can process here.
Tell me about, please, and this would be my last question. I know that we are both on a tight schedule. Tell me, please, how do you assess Romania's performance when it comes to research development in this field? When you look at the work done by the researchers, by the universities, and so on and so forth.
So my judgment is like in any other country of Europe, no matter whether it's Sweden or UK, or Germany or France, Romania, Poland, is the same judgment. Research is very good, but to transform research into commercial products, we have a lot to learn in all the countries. And for this, this is basically what InnoEnergy does, is to identify research results that could become commercial products. Because let's remember that what creates jobs is industry. And for this, you have to industrialize the outputs of research. So the same judgment as in any other country, research is good, but to transform research into commercial products is a lot to improve.
And do you see initiatives, or do you feel that Romania's researchers, Romania's academies, universities, and so on and so forth, are looking specifically at this field in order to improve the knowledge, in order to bring new ideas, new projects?
Well, there are two things to your question. So I repeat, yes, there is, yesterday, for example, we were with several universities in a meeting, and they are doing good research in batteries. But what is missing is, again, transforming those results into commercial products. That's one. Is the university changing in Romania towards this transformation towards industrial projects? Well, it's a trend in all Europe. Even the famous support from Horizon Europe, blah, 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 is incentivizing this downstream or this elongation of research into innovation and then products. So they will change, yes, because the whole academic world in Europe is changing.
Thank you so much for your time, and we wish you good luck with your project here in Romania, both in Romania and in the rest of the Europe.
Thank you, Christian.
All the best.
Bye-bye.